In this video, we'll be looking at how to move an area controller from one multi-port server to another. First, we can check the details of the area controller and the doors associated with it by selecting the configuration button. Here we can see that the multi-port server for area controller R0 is MaxSVR01, and that this name is read-only because it is used by doors, sensors and outputs. And we can also see that the local workstation name is Simon-PC. And after selecting the Doors tab, we can confirm that the multi-port server's name associated with the doors is also MaxSVR01. To start the move process, first we need to close this configuration window and select the Configuration drop-down menu. Then select Database Operations, Database Manager. Database Manager is where we can execute SQLs against the Maxxess database. The process we are looking for is called Change MultiModule SQL, and as the SQLs are listed alphabetically, we need to scroll down to select it. With the Change MultiModule address selected, click the Execute button to start the process. The first screen is a brief description about what this SQL will do. Select OK to continue. Then we are prompted to enter the address of the area controller we need to move. So in this case, that's MaxSVR01.R0. When finished, make sure you have left the dot at the end of the address and press OK to continue. For the new area controller address, I can leave the computer name variable as it is because I want to move the controller to this server, Simon-PC. If, however, I wanted to move it to another server, I can just type in the server name. And don't forget to add the module address number, which we can leave as R0 or change to an alternative address if R0 is already being used on the destination server. Again, it's important to leave the dot at the end of the address. When ready, select the OK button. On the final warning screen, be sure to check the source and destination addresses are correct and that they are both followed by a single dot. To complete the process and confirm the changes have taken place, close the Database Manager screen. Then reopen the Area Controller configuration screen. As the Change MultiModule SQL only changes the address of all items that have the exact same starting address as the source address, the Area Controller itself does not get changed because it does not have a dot at the end of the address. However, as we can now see, the workstation entry is no longer read-only and can be edited. This is because it is no longer associated with any doors or sensors or outputs, as we have changed the address of all of those items. Now we can just change the name of the multi-port server manually to Simon-PC, and if required, change the module address. Select the Save button when finished. At this time, the system will also add the multi-port settings for the server if they do not already exist. However, we need to refresh the screen to see those new multi-port settings. After saving the changes, we can see that the workstation name becomes read-only again because it is used by doors, sensors and outputs. We can also check that the door addresses for the doors on this area controller have also been changed. After confirming the door addresses were changed, we can switch back to the Area Controllers tab, and this will cause the screen to be refreshed. And we can now see the multi-port settings for the server Simon-PC that were created previously. While this may not always be the case, depending on the number of area controllers assigned to the multi-port server, We can now see that the multiport settings for the server MaxSVR01 no longer has any area controllers configured, and that the delete button has become active. Deleting the entry will prevent newly added workstations from trying to connect to the multiport service automatically. For existing workstations that already have a link configured to the MaxSVR01 server, it is required to delete the link entries in the desktop settings of those workstations. As with most applications, a delete command requires a confirmation, and close the configuration window to complete the process. Even though we have changed the addresses for the area controller in the database, the source multiport service will still have an active connection to the area controller. And as only one multiport service can connect to an area controller at a time, we need to restart the multiport service on the old server. This will reload the controllers from the database for that server, which will release the connection to the area controller to allow the new multiport server service to connect. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.